Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're diving into a full hotel review of what just might be Sharm el-Sheikh's most talked about spot, the Rixos Premium Seagate. If you've been researching a Red Sea getaway, this massive property has undoubtedly popped up on your radar. We're talking about a destination famous for year-round sunshine and world-class diving. But finding a resort that truly caters to every single need without constantly nickel and diming you, that's actually pretty rare. So does it genuinely deliver on that ultra all-inclusive promise? Well, we are going to look at the hard data, aggregate reviews, and actual on-the-ground footage to find out.
Here's how we're going to break it down today. First, a welcome to the mega resort. Second, what it's like inside the rooms. Third, the ultra all-inclusive dining. Fourth, pools, parks, and play. Fifth, the beach and house reef. And finally, the final verdict.
All right, kicking things off with Section 1, Welcome to the Mega Resort, sizing up Sharm el-Sheikh's giant.
Right, so let's get a feel for the sheer scale of this place. This property is absolutely massive. It sits right on a beautiful sandy stretch of Nabk Bay. And honestly, one of the biggest perks happens right as you land. It is just a breezy 10-minute transfer from the airport. You literally step off the plane and boom, you're practically at the pool. Looking at the layout, it's a sprawling, low-rise giant, essentially split right down the middle. Down by the water, you've got the beachfront property with the main dining and the premium pools. Then, set further back, you've got the aquaside, which is totally geared towards families who want that water park right on their doorstep.
But to really grasp the size, you need to hear this number, 1,058. Yep, that's 1,058 rooms, suites, and villas. This isn't some quaint little boutique hideaway, folks. This is a true, undeniable mega resort. When you book here, especially during those peak weeks like Christmas, Easter, or the summer holidays, you gotta know what you're signing up for. You're gonna be sharing those massive buffets, the entertainment amphitheaters, and the sprawling pathways with thousands of other vacationers. It's bustling, it's high energy, and it is big. But here's the wild part. Even with all those people, they are somehow nailing the hospitality. Aggregate data shows a stunning 9.2 out of 10 score on Booking.com from over 1,200 reviews. I mean, pulling off those numbers at this scale, that's incredibly impressive. That premium vibe hits you the second you pull up to the grand illuminated entrance. The reviews constantly rave about the luxurious feel and the genuinely welcoming service. Because they have such a massive staff, guests actually report bartenders remembering their exact drink orders by day 2. Plus, housekeeping leaves these intricate little towel arts. It's those touches that make you feel individually looked after, even in a sea of 1,000 rooms. Moving right along to Section 2, inside the rooms. Let's see where you'll actually be sleeping. So how exactly do you house that many groups of people, from couples seeking a quiet retreat to large families chasing water slides, and keep them all happy? Well, they've got options. Take a look at the stark contrast here. On one side, you have the standard superior rooms. They've got this warm, neutral, really calming decor, and those start around $250 a night. On the flip side, check out the brighter, blue-accented family rooms, which run closer to $350. Since families are a core demographic here, these connecting rooms are a total lifesaver. They comfortably sleep 4 to 5 people, giving parents that much-needed privacy while keeping the kids right next door. And honestly, the quality is remarkably consistent across the board. Whether you're in an entry-level room or dropping $500 a night on a villa, the fit-out is great. You're getting clean lines, really cozy seating areas, and huge TVs with international channels. But crucially, every single room comes with a balcony or a terrace. You can literally step right out and bring a slice of that gorgeous Egyptian weather straight into your living space. But okay, here is the absolute standout feature for me. The thing that really proves they mean it when they say ultra all-inclusive, the daily refilled minibar. And we're not just talking a couple of tiny waters. This thing is fully stocked. Water, soft drinks, beer, a little bottle of wine, and premium chocolates, and they replenish it every single day. If you've ever cringed at paying $5 for a tiny hotel water bottle, you know how huge this is. You genuinely never have to think about buying a drink or a late-night snack. That is a real tangible perk that completely changes the psychology of your vacation. I mean, just picture waking up, looking out your window past a fresh breakfast tray, right out to those lush palm trees and the sparkling Red Sea. Not a bad way to start the day, right? Which brings us perfectly to the next huge, highly rated topic on our list, the food. That's Section 3, Ultra All-Inclusive Dining. And spoiler alert, there are no supplemental charges here.
This right here is exactly where the Seagate completely blows the traditional, boring, repetitive buffet out of the water. Get this, they have 9 diverse a la carte restaurants. And a kicker? Every single one of them is included in your room rate. No hidden fees, no surprise upcharges. You can get authentic Turkish food at Lalazar, which is a total signature for the Rixos brand, or have incredible skewered meats carved right at your table at the Brazilian churrascaria. Both are massive crowd favorites. They even have a beachside barbecue grill called Mangal where you can eat right on the sand under the stars. It's a genuinely elevated dining experience.
But, and you knew there had to be a but, right? Actually getting a table at these places is a bit of a mission. Expert reviews consistently highlight this major operational chore. You literally have to set your alarm for before 8 a.m. while you're on vacation. Then you gotta log into their digital booking portal and scramble to grab a table for 2 nights in advance. The popular spots fill up in minutes. So yeah, for a luxury holiday, having to fight for your dinner reservation before you've even had your morning coffee is definitely the most cited annoyance. What definitely helps make up for that morning scramble, though, is the sheer abundance of other options. They offer 24-hour dining, so those late-night cravings are totally covered. Plus, there are 11 different bars scattered around the property, including these stunning, shaded outdoor spots right by the water. And here's the absolute game changer. They are pouring genuine, premium branded spirits. None of that unbranded, local stuff that gives you a pounding headache the next day. You ask for a recognizable cocktail, you get top-shelf liquor, and the bartender isn't going to try to upsell you to a paid menu. What you see is what you get, and it's fully included. All right, let's dive into Section 4, pools, parks, and play. Because there is endless aquatic entertainment here. Keeping you entertained is basically the Seagate's superpower. The grounds are home to 8 different pools. From a top-down perspective, you can see this sprawling, interconnected blue pool system. And honestly, this is super smart design. By spreading the water features out so much, it mathematically thins out the crowds. So even when the resort is totally packed with folks from those 1,000-plus rooms, you can still find active, high-energy family pools, or you can sneak off to quieter, more secluded spots to relax. They even have an indoor pool, so you can still swim during those cooler, breezy winter months. Vloggers Wayne and Joe hit the nail on the head in their review. They captured the vibe perfectly, noting they were there in mid-March, it was like 33 degrees Celsius, and they spent the entire afternoon just conquering the water slides and floating down the lazy river. The fact that the Rixos Aquaventure Park is completely free for guests is an unbelievable perk. If you've got a family of 4, having this included in the room rate is going to save you literally hundreds of dollars over a week, compared to buying tickets for water parks outside the resort. And listen, when I say water park, I don't mean a couple of sad slides bolted onto a kiddie pool. We are talking a staggering 23 water slides spread across 6 giant towers. It's a thrill seeker's dream. But it's not even just water stuff. They've got a dryland go-kart track, a climbing wall, and a literal full-sized Ferris wheel with incredible panoramic views of the bay. All of this sits right next to the Rixie Kids Club, which, let's be honest, is practically a mini resort just for kids. It has a private cinema, separate indoor playhouses for different age groups, and huge outdoor playgrounds. It gives parents total peace of mind and some actual free time. Now, what if you don't have kids, or what if you just need a serious break from the loud animation teams, the high energy, and the nightly DJ sets? Don't worry, you can still find these gorgeous, tranquil little hideaways. Just imagine kicking back in one of these luxurious over-water wooden cabanas. White curtains blowing softly in the sea breeze, a good book, an icy drink in hand. It is perfect. Oh, and they also have an award-winning Angiona spa with a traditional Turkish hammam and sauna for a deeply relaxing wind-down after a long day in the sun. Moving out to the coast for Section 5, the beach and house reef at Nobk National Park. Now pay attention here, because you absolutely need to know about this beach setup before you book. You don't just casually stroll off the powdery sand and dive into deep, coral-filled water. Nope. You actually start by walking out over a very shallow, super warm lagoon. To get to the real deep water snorkeling, you have to walk down a 700-meter private wooden jetty. Yeah, 700 meters. It's a bit of a trek, but at the very end, you get to jump right into a crystal-clear, protected coral house inside the national park. As the vloggers showed, the snorkeling there is amazing. Think long-nosed fish, vibrant corals, and stunning visibility. Just remember, it's a long walk, and if you plan to wade in that shallow lagoon, reef shoes are an absolute must. And finally, that brings us to Section 6, the final verdict. Let's weigh the pros and cons. We've covered a ton of ground in this hotel review today, from the 1,000-plus rooms to the daily minibar restocks and the massive water park, so let's lay it all out.
On the pro side, the financial value is undeniably off the charts. Genuine premium drinks with zero upsells, a massive 23-slide water park included for free, and 9 unique a la carte restaurants. That's huge. But you've got to balance that against the cons. You've got that annoying 8 a.m. scramble just to book your dinner, the inevitable noise and crowds of a fully booked mega resort, and, of course, that 700-meter trek down the jetty just to go for a proper swim in the sea.
So what does this all mean? It really boils down to what kind of traveler you are. You have to ask yourself, do you want a quiet, intimate little spot where you can just step straight off the sand into a private reef? Or are you looking for nonstop energy, insane variety, and true ultra all-inclusive luxury where you literally never have to pull out your wallet? If you want maximum value, endless food options, and guaranteed happy kids, the Rixos Premium Seagate is incredibly hard to beat. So tell me, does the unparalleled luxury outweigh the massive scale and crowds for you? Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and hopefully this deep dive helps you nail down your next Red Sea getaway.